You saw the stuff with Joe Rogan. You saw the stuff he made the comments about vaccines and then took a bunch of heat. It was #1 trending on Twitter. And I said to you at that moment, he's going to come and clarify. He's going to come with the disclaimer. I told you it was only a matter of time. Mm-hmm. So the original comments were, hey, if you're a healthy 20-year-old individual, otherwise healthy, and you got nothing to worry about, then you're not going to get a COVID vaccine. Or not that you're not going to. I don't see why you need it. Or I don't think you have to be compelled. I'm not saying the exact words, but that was the sentiment. Uh-huh. And people, as you would expect, the clip went out, then Twitter went bananas and started yelling at Spotify and just your usual sequence of events.
Cancel.
Well, I mean, I don't think you can cancel them.
Well, they can say it.
At this point, yeah. But it's interesting. You can only cancel a person if you can convince the people who actually do follow them to agree with your canceling.
Sure, yeah.
Then you can. But if the people that are following the individual don't feel like canceling, well, then you're not in a position to cancel. Like, you have to have some sort of influence over the actual fans. You can't be completely on the outside and impact their relationship. And the evidence of that is him. The evidence of that is whatever story or article happens to come up. Now, when I listened to it, I myself thought, oh, he's just missing the one disclaimer. He's missing a disclaimer in this conversation. But then I said to you and Jack that were over here, I said, man, when you put so many words down, it's like an armchair quarterback situation. It's like a Super Bowl situation where somebody's saying, give me the ball. I could have made that pass, or I would have made that catch. Mm-hmm. It is just, when you look at it.
In hindsight.
What's that noise, Will? I kind of like that right now. Is that coming from me or you? I feel like it's coming from you, but I don't know where.
Ask your doctor about.
Oh, it's coming from me. It was Stellara. I was getting some sort of an ad on this. Wow. But you know, it did kind of lighten the mood a little bit. I don't mind that.
Yeah, we got in heavy. It was very...
Anyway. He comes out and he does the disclaimer that you want. But I can speak from a little bit of it experience, a small percentage next to him, that you come out here and talk and talk and talk and talk. It is only a matter of time.
So many words. So many micro decisions.
Willie Doo will tell you about it.
Live, too.
Willie Doo will tell you about it, man. It's an
scary stuff.
It's an exercise, you know?
Yeah.
It's like anything in life that you any kind of performance that's on display, and all the little nuance and all the little moments. And anyway, this has nothing to do with me agreeing or disagreeing with the original sentiment. And the fact that he put out the disclaimer and explanation goes to show you that even for himself, I mean, he came out and said, I don't even agree with myself half the time. Maybe not half the time, but a lot of the time. Mm-hmm. The exercise of talking and communicating and speaking about ideas and discussing people's concerns and things like this is a necessary one, and it's a healthy one. And even when it has to come full circle and you got to, and this type of stuff comes out, and you have to go back and make a disclaimer and say that you didn't necessarily phrase things perfectly. I don't want to end the whole thing because of any one slip on a particular topic. What you want to do is encourage the continual flow of ideas and information. That's my not everybody's going to agree with it. Mm-hmm. Some people just have a different point of view on that. But I like the ideas to be out there. Even if they're ideas I don't agree with, I like them to be out there, so then they can be refuted by the individuals who are in a better position to refute them. But it can all be transparent and out in the open. Mm-hmm. That person said that. When it's a slap on the wrist every single time, then you don't know. You might be missing a ton of information about what people are actually thinking, and that to me is terrifying. Yeah. The idea that everybody is biting their tongue, or not everybody, but even a large percentage of people. We need Communication.
course, yeah.
Actual communication.
You mean like not social media?
Actual communication, talking.
Yeah.
To get to the bottom of things, even if it's uncomfortable sometimes, even if sometimes you share a particular idea that isn't the popular idea because you're considering it or thinking about it or because somebody else told you about it. You know, everybody's got a vote. Everybody has a point of view. Those point of views should be encouraged. Develop your point of view. Talk to me about your point of view. It opens up a gateway for you to give you my piece and you give me your piece. And then ultimately,
If it was only that easy.
and then
I guess
ultimately,
emotions get involved too, right?
because we're all going to be citizens after it. We're all going to be out there after it's all said and done, nodding at one another.
Yeah.
And we're either going to view each other as enemies or potential collaborators. But you got to start envisioning collaborations with people who don't perfectly align with your point of view on anything because you've had your own unique and individual experience. You can't line up on everything. Go have an intimate relationship with someone, anyone, and recognize for this thing to work, it's about compromise.
Yes.
It's the truth is somewhere in the middle. Nobody is right about everything, ever.
Yes. I fully agree. You know.
It's hard to put it all there, but anyway, he did the disclaimer. He said, I shouldn't have said it like that. I don't even believe my own ideas part of the time. I'm talking and thinking out loud, and I am not a medical professional. And he just put the disclaimer out there that like, oh, and the important part, the part that I thought of when I originally heard it, which was, hey, when you're talking about 20-year-olds, yeah, you're probably right. Statistically, they are not a high-risk group as far as COVID is concerned, right?
Yeah.
But the key piece that is missed is that they could be because they're not a high-risk group, they could be the perfect transmitter of such a thing.
Yeah.
Move around a lot and not more likely probably to be asymptomatic. Again, I'll put the disclaimer right now, and it's exhausting sometimes if I had to put all the disclaimers, but I'll put the disclaimer right now. I am not a medical professional either. But based on what I've read and what I'm seeing, that appears to be the case.
Yeah.
That the more mobile individuals, the more healthy individuals can still contract it and move it around, even if they're not necessarily the ones suffering the most from it.
Right.
So there was this other piece, and he said the exact same thing when he came back with a disclaimer. It was like, oh, that was the other piece that I didn't say. I was talking about their personal health and not the health of people around them if they happen to be a carrier. Full disclaimer, not medical professionals. This is not financial advice.
I hear you.